Hi, today we're doing a battle report for Zone Wars, and joining me for the game is my friend Nye. Say hello, Nye.
Hello.
Let's have a look at the battlefield and then we'll both talk a little bit about the forces that we're going to use. In this scenario, each faction will be trying to cross the battlefield and exit the game board via the opposite edge. Now in the middle you can see that there is a river. I thought it would be fun to have this river be irradiated. So any time that a character crosses the river, they will have to make a survival roll. If they succeed, they gain an end point. If they fail, they take a point of damage. Now, as you can see, there's a ford here and a ford here. So you can get across without getting your toes wet and potentially irradiated, but that doesn't seem as much fun. So I can imagine that both Nye and I will have our characters take the plunge. You can see here the models that I've chosen for the Gen Lab tribe. I've got Pharaoh, Moose and Bormin. I've chosen Pharaoh because he's a good shot and I need somebody that can try and make Nye keep his model's head down as they come across the board. For Moose and Bormin, I'm really leaning into the fact that the Gen Lab tribe are great at hand-to-hand combat. Both these guys have got clubs, they've got mutations which help you to wallop things. So yeah, that's my thinking behind them. They're also quite tough. Now I'm going to draw my extra mutations and we'll see what we get. So this is Pharaoh. His second mutation is fast reflexes. When an action token is to be drawn from the model, and the model has not yet been activated, spend one endpoint to pick out a token for the faction from this cup. Okay, so essentially if I really want Pharaoh to activate, I can spend an endpoint and I know that he's going to go next. Quite useful. For Moose, he's got natural armor. Lovely. Decreases the amount of damage suffered in an attack by one endpoint spent. Fantastic. He's got 5 health and that will really give him some resilience. And finally for Bormin, he has got venomous bite. And I can use that as an enhanced mutation to increase the amount of damage he does. Good. I'm quite happy with that.
All right then, for my folks, I picked Hugust. I picked him because he has a chainsaw. Don't think it needs any more justification than that. His other mutant power is going to be Flesh Eater. Sounds appropriate. When he inflicts damage in a melee attack, it heals an amount of damage equal to the damage done. That should work quite well with Crusher, which does additional damage per endpoint spent. Next, I have Franton with some wings. He can fly, and his mutant power will cause some interesting things with line of sight because he can fly straight up and shoot. His additional mutant power is going to be Frog Legs. Completely pointless for him, but mutations aren't always fair. He can make one long move per endpoint spent across any terrain. He can use it to charge though. Has no weapons, so poor Franton. Next, I have Danko. I picked him because he has a diving helmet and therefore he gets a bonus when walking across the water. That's right, isn't it? His additional mutant power is Malleable. He can move through blocking terrain as if it were open, which will help him move around, and he can also charge through it. And his mutant power is Spores, which is essentially to move towards a group of people and do guaranteed damage through chemical warfare.
In this scenario, the Ark Mutants and the Gen Lab tribe have been out in the zone gathering artifacts and they've encountered each other. You can gain victory points in a number of ways. As usual, you gain a victory point for breaking an opponent's model. You'll also gain victory points for any artifacts you find. But for this particular scenario, any artifacts you're holding when you leave the game board via the opposite side are worth twice as much as normal. So there's quite an emphasis on not just finding artifacts, but then trying to smuggle them off the board. And obviously we'll be trying to stop each other from doing that. Okay, those are the rules. You can see here that for the zone critters, I've substituted just the normal tokens you get in the game, which are fine, but I'm going to use these beasties from my collection of models. I think they will look pretty cool on the battlefield. We're ready to deploy our forces, and Nye has got 5 red tokens. I'm using red tokens for the artifacts just because they'll show up on camera a little bit better. So Nye, if you want to distribute the artifact tokens. Okay, now, oh, that one's reluctant to stop. There we go. Now, any of those that are within 6 inches of each other, which they all are pretty much, pick them up and drop them again. Okay. Okay, you need to pick up one of those. There we go. Don't have to be too strict about the 6 inches. Okay, right. I think they've rolled onto your side. I think you've used the force there, Nye. I don't quite know what's happened there. So those are the artifact tokens, really important for this particular game. Now, I've got the activation tokens here, 3 for each side, plus 2 zone tokens. I'm going to pop these all into the bag, and we can start deployment. So give that a shake. First out of the bag is the Gen Lab Tribe. Okay, so I can choose which of the 2 corners I want to use for deployment, and I can deploy my models within long range of there, and Nye will have the opposite corner as a result.
Just to ask, do you have to start in that corner, or because this side's better, could you choose to be in this corner?
I could go over to there, but having set out all of my cards, like a lot of wargamers, I'm quite lazy. I don't want to move, so I'm definitely going to stick with this side. But yeah, you could switch sides if you wanted to do so. I think that I'm going to deploy here, because this gives me quite a lot of cover, and that doesn't give you as much cover. I don't like the idea of you kind of hiding your sniper behind those buildings over there. So I'm going to deploy my first model, and I'm going to take Bormin, and I am going to tuck him in there, ready to charge across the board. So, let's see. And next to deploy, that's a zone token, we don't need that yet. Okay, it's one of your Ark Mutants, please.
Okay, I shall go with Shanton because he can fly, so it doesn't really matter where he goes as he can reposition.
Okay.
And he needs to go within short, medium range.
No, you can go up to long.
All right.
Up to long.
Might as well put him here then, right next to an artifact to begin with.
Yes. The dice gods have smiled on you then, Okay, next one is one of my Gen Lab tribes. This has been quite fair. Now, I also want Moose to get across the board pretty quickly. So, I'm going to tuck him in, not quite the same place, but quite close by. A couple of big lads ready to head out and do some damage. Okay, next token. It's the other zone token. And there we go, it's been very fair. Ark Mutants.
Yeah. So next I'll put down Hugust. Like the Moose, he wants to be in somewhere where he can run across the battlefield to get stuck in. Unfortunately, he can't really go anywhere. I'm going to stick him right here.
As long as you keep that chainsaw far away from me, I don't mind. And there we go, my final Gen Lab tribe. Now, my sniper's a very different kettle of fish. You can deploy onto terrain if it's within range. It's not quite here, but I do think I'm going to stick Pharaoh, my sneaky fox, just there, ready to take a few shots. Which means that last one must be you, Nye. There we go.
Yeah. So Danko, I'm going to get him as far as possible. I have a cunning plan with him. We'll see if it works. It does involve him swimming.
Okay. Fab. Okay, so that is the end of deployment. Here we go, round 1. Let's see who's first out of the bag. Okay, and it's a Gen Lab tribe. Now, I really want to try and get my hands on some of these goodies, but they're quite a long way away. I think Bormin could potentially get round to this one. So I'm going to sprint with him. And let's see, I'll go short to here. And then, yeah, long. I'll bring him forward and just tuck him in behind that cover there. So if you do get any funny ideas now about taking a shot, that will make it a little bit more difficult. And there's my activation token for Bormin. Next out of the bag, we have a zone token. Okay, so here we go. Our first zone card is a Rot Hotspot. Okay, now this will affect Bormin because he was the last character to activate. He needs to make a survival roll. Let's see his survival. 3, sort of average. If I get at least 1 success, he absorbs the radiation and gets an end point. Otherwise, he starts to feel quite sick. Okay, unfortunately for Bormin, he starts to feel quite sick, so I have taken a wound. Nasty. Next out of the bag. Oh my god, it's another zone guard. Okay, here we go. Zone Tornado. Now this will also affect Bormin. Poor Bormin. If he passes, a chosen model is moved medium distance in a random direction. Otherwise, the activating model is moved medium distance in a random direction. Okay, let's make the check. Now, we use this little token here to determine random directions. Let's make a survival roll first. Come on, Bormin, you can do it. Yes, no, that's a fail. I thought I got it for a moment there. I was just getting carried away. Okay, so, no, you can flip this. If you sort of flip it like a coin, and whichever direction it points in, do it near Bormin. There we go. Okay, so he's going that way, medium. So he's been lifted up by a tornado and blown off course, almost back to where he started.
So your turn, you took damage and got moved further away from your artifact.
Yeah, it's going perfectly so far. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, Ark Mutants, let's see what kind of trouble you can get yourself into.
Well, there's a mysterious box there, so I think we must open the box to see what's inside of it.
Okay.
That will be the entirety of that turn now because he's already touching it. So we are going to find a hunting rifle. That's excellent for him, as he's all about the shooting. That lets him shoot even better. It's also worth 3 points. So if I get him off to that side of the board, that is 6 points. That is a rather nice find for me.
Okay, is that Frampton?
That was Frampton.
Okay, he is definitely a target. I'm going to have to try and bash him if I can get close enough for the club. Let's see who's next. Okay, it's another Ark Mutant.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to try my mysterious plan. Mutant points are important, so I want to run Danko into the water. He's got a good survival, so he should be able to resist the damage and build up a nice pool of points for me.
Sounds good.
So he is going to sprint straight into the water.
Okay.
Oh wait.
That's actually the ford. You can put him slightly to the, the left of that if you want.
So he could move to there.
Okay.
He's also close to an artifact next turn.
Yeah, did you even see that there, or is that just fortuitous?
I did not.
Okay, right. So, make a survival roll, please, 9.
Now, despite the jogging before, the helmet does not help me.
Thematically, I like to think it does.
That is a success.
Okay, right. Grab yourself another endpoint. Got him here. Okay, cool.
I can't push that though, can I?
No, not for survival rolls, you can't, no. Okay, an Ark Mutant. Now, I think I am going to activate Pharaoh next. He can't shoot his gun. Oh, let's just get down and have a little look. Oh, in fact, you would have some cover, but right, I'm going to do a step move with Pharaoh, just around the side of the building there. And then you've got some cover here, there's a bit of terrain, but I do have line of sight to, what's his name?
Danko.
Danko, okay. So I am actually going to have a little shot at Danko. Now, Pharaoh, like I said, is a good shot. He's got 5 dice. He's also got 2, thanks to his scratch rifle. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, 2 successes so far. I am going to push my luck. See what I can get. Okay, he gets 1 mutation point. That's actually a pretty good roll. I'll take that all day long. So I add an end point. Now, you've got 2 black dice for cover from that. And his helmet, does that give him cover?
Another 2.
Okay, so 4 dice, go for it.
So he gets 3 successes.
Right, he has, though, got a 1, hasn't he? There.
Yes.
Okay, right, so he doesn't take any damage from the attack.
I didn't push it, so it doesn't actually damage the helmet.
No, you're okay, you're okay.
Does
Right.
that damage your...
No, that gives me an end point.
Right, it's only the black dice that
It's
get
only
damage.
Yeah, it's only the black dice when you push them that can damage your equipment. Okay, so it's a pretty decent shot from Pharaoh. He just pinged off that helmet of yours. Okay, let's see. Have we got one left in the bag? No, two. So, Ark Mutants. There you go, mate.
Okay. So this is come up to Hugust, who will do a sprint over to here, and he sprint, so he can't pick up the item, but he can do that next turn.
You can do that next turn, yeah. Which leaves the last one in the bag, which is Genlab Tribe. Now, I do move that. I do want to have Moose moving close. You're sort of round this way, so I'm thinking I might need to move around here. Yeah. Okay. He's going to leg it round here. He really doesn't like how you're all sort of coming down my left flank. I could see you getting off the board with all your goodies. I need to try and stop you. Okay, that is the end of round one. Here we go with round two. All the tokens are in the bag. First one out is the Genlab Tribe. Okay, now my shot went quite well last time. It's just you rolled really well with your armor, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to try that again. I don't think your armor can possibly roll as well a second time. So here we go. This is Pharaoh taking shots at Danko. Now, I've got 1, 6 and 1. Let's push that. Let's push the roll. Okay, so I've gained another endpoint. I have now got 3. That's quite useful. I've got 1 hit, but I haven't damaged my weapon, so
let's see if my helmet saves me again.
In fact, actually, sorry, I get 2 endpoints. My bad.
And my helmet does save me again.
Well, it's made of adamantium, that thing, I think. Okay, so hard luck, Pharaoh. Keep trying. Okay, Ark Mutants.
Okay, so he's been shot, so I don't really need to get into cover. So I'm going to move him there, keep him in the water, and see what the next artifact's going to be.
Okay.
Next artifact's going to be a desk lamp. So he can throw that at somebody's head.
Okay, presumably that's worth 1 victory point.
It's worth 1 victory point. It's not the best find ever.
Okay.
But I do get another end point.
Have you made your survival roll?
I am going to make my survival. Do I have to pass to get the end
Yeah,
points?
yeah. If you don't make this, you take a point of damage instead.
Right. Ooh, I fail.
Okay.
So I take a point of damage.
Right. Okay. The river has been more damaging than my rifle so far. Let's pull the next token. Okay, Ark Mutants again.
Okay. And because I'm curious, I'm going to gain another artifact.
You're cleaning up here, mate.
And it is a cooking pot. It's actually quite good, though. It gives him 1 armour.
Really?
Yes, he wears it on his head.
Right,
like
okay.
a hero.
So he looks super cool. Okay. Next token. Okay, zone card. Now, do you want to do this one, Nye?
Yes, because this will be me making a survival roll. This is going to be a land shark.
Oh, right, okay.
So if I pass, I get to choose a model to get land shark with 8 dice. If I fail, I get attacked. And after the initial attack, every model who moves on the battlefield must roll survival. If the roll fails, the land shark attacks immediately after the move.
Oh my god, so it hangs around?
Yes, it hangs around.
Okay, so who's got to make your roll?
Hugust with his amazing survival of 2.
Good.
That fails.
Okay, so he's being munched on by a land shark, is that right?
So do you want to roll 8 dice against myself?
I do, and it's one of those lovely moments where I have to ask you for more dice. Here we go. So, 8 dice, okay.
8 dice.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we've got 1, 2. Oh my god, I've rolled really well, Nye. I've rolled 3 points of damage. Has he got any armour?
Let's see if his cooking pot that we found helps him.
Okay.
It does not.
Okay. So that land shark has really made an appearance. Wow.
3 damage. He's almost dead.
Wow, that's amazing.
Damaged.
Okay, so just read that bit again. So anybody who moves.
If you step moves, flyings, and moves on elevated terrain or off the table don't count.
Okay.
Any other move, you get munched.
So it's a bit like one of the worms from Dune, isn't it?
Yes.
It sort of senses the vibrations. And that's for every model now for the rest of the battlefield.
Until the next zone card comes up.
Until the next zone.
Or it gets covered.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, leave this card on the table as a reminder. Wow.
You do get to make a survival roll to resist it.
You do, but that's God, we've got all sorts of reasons to get off the battlefield now.
Or get onto elevated terrain.
Yes, you're quite right. Okay, get to the rocks. It's a bit like Tremors as well. Fantastic film. Okay. So, it's another zone card. Now this is also going to be Hugest, isn't it? So
this one is going to be a Ravenous Devourer.
Oh my god.
So, I have to roll a dice. If I pass, I get to place it on any location on the battlefield. If I fail, it goes into base contact with me. Might not be bad. I could potentially eat flesh to heal.
That is really trying to see the bright side now.
2 dice, so again, not brilliant. And he fails.
Okay, so for the Devourer, we are using that model, which is a big bear.
Yep.
So where does it get placed?
In base contact with me.
Oh, wow.
I put in my front arc.
Okay.
And then he immediately makes a 6 dice attack.
So he's currently being attacked by a Devourer and a land shark from underneath.
He's tasty.
He really is tasty. Is he covered in hot sauce or something? Okay. Here we go.
That's not bad.
Okay, you don't take any damage. That's seems fair after the land shark.
Yeah, just to remind people, usually if you get damaged, you'll be broken.
Right.
This eats you.
Oh.
So this will just immediately kill you.
Okay, that's quite bad. The thing is, it's over your side, which is horrible for you at the moment, but you do want to run away from it. I'm actually going to have to run towards it.
He only has 2 health, I'll just kill him.
Oh, okay. Okay, he can be taken out. That's not too bad. That's not...
I'll
Wow.
kill him and eat him.
Okay, the zone is a dangerous place, isn't it? Gosh. Okay, Ark Mutants. So I think it's your third one this turn, isn't it?
Yes. So, given that there's a land shark about,
Yep.
and Franson can fly, it makes sense to
Yes.
start flying. So, he will... He will use his insect wings. So, if I use a mutant power, I get to move, then do the ability, don't I?
Well, is it... What sort of mutant power is it?
It is an action.
Yeah, so this is your action.
Yeah. So, he will actually move on top of this.
Mm-hmm.
So he's now in elevated terrain.
Okay.
And I don't think he'd legitimately be able to see anyone from there,
Okay.
even if he flies all the way up here.
Oh, okay. I have managed to hide them quite well.
Yes.
At least he's not getting munched on.
But he's not getting munched on.
Okay. So is he done?
He's done.
Okay. So there's only 2 left in the bag. Yep. And I know they're both GenLab Tribe. So for Moose, I'm going to move him first. Now he's going to do a little bit of sprinting. He's got a gun that I don't think I can stay out of line of sight forever. So I'm going to move an inch or so to there. And another 9 inches. It's going to bring me to here.
And then you should roll for the shark.
And then I need to roll for the shark. Yes, there's no sort of terrain I can use to get it. I've got
right here.
I know, but I want to try and get the artifact token. I've got none so far. I'm jealous of your lamp and your frying pan, so I've got to try. Now Moose has got 3 survival, so it's 50-50. He's also got natural armour. It might protect him from the shark. We never know. So here we go. Here's his survival roll. No, the land shark has started to munch. Right, you get the satisfaction. How many dice
8.
do you need? 8. There we go.
I can't push this.
No, you can't push it.
Oh, that's 4 damage.
Oh my. Okay, that's not so good, is it? Right, I do. Okay, now I've got a number of endpoints. I'm actually going to spend 2 of my endpoints to reduce that damage by 2 using his natural armour reflex ability. So he takes 2 wounds, which is still quite nasty. But yeah.
How much does he have left?
He's got 3 health left. If he'd taken 4 damage, that would have been horrible. Well, okay, right. And the last person to activate is going to be Bormin. I really feel like I need to get him up onto some terrain now. He's got 3 survival, but that's ever so risky. Gosh.
That shark has completely changed.
That shark, it's just changed the dynamic of the game completely, isn't it? Are we going to say that this counts as terrain?
Being on top of it would be.
Yeah, so this is not going to get me close enough. I'm going to be bold now. I'm going to be bold. I want to try and... Oh, but I can't get there and grab it this round. I'm not going to be bold now. I'm taking it all back. Right, I'm going to climb up here. Now that is going to be a short move to climb up to there. And he's sprinting basically for this. So I'm going to run him all the way over to there. And I may or may not be close enough to grab that next time. We'll have to see about that. Okay, the bag is empty. Our guys have been half eaten by a shark, and that's the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, Bormin has 1 wound, Moose has 2, and Pharaoh, for the time being, is doing okay.
So, from my side, Hugust has 3 wounds, Franton is fine, and Danko has 1 wound. So, we've taken a lot of damage. Neither of us have actually hurt each other. This is just by taking a stroll in the wilderness.
Now it's the start of round 3. We've realised that we made a mistake by having 2 zone cards take effect one after another. We shouldn't have had that. But I think it was quite a lot of fun having all the beasties turn up and start trying to eat our guys, so we're going to go with it. The Ravenous Devourer activates at the start of the round, so he's going to try and eat you now.
This is bad. If he does 2 damage, Hugust is dead.
And he's actually devoured.
Completely gone.
Okay. Well, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Maybe it would leave his chainsaw. Yeah, I like to think that will be left as a little remnant of him on the battlefield. Here we go.
That is lucky.
Okay, he's all right for now. So Hugust lives. Let's draw the first token. Ark Mutants.
Yeah. Now, I am going to go with Hugust first. For no particular reason, other than I want to sort this bear out. I can't move away from him without taking another attack, so I'm going to have to fight the bear. So he does get quite a lot of dice. He has a melee of 5. His chainsaw gives him 3, so that's 8 dice. So doing 2 down to 8 dice is realistic. He also has Crusher, which can spend endpoints to do additional damage.
Okay.
So, I got no hits there, so I am going to push that.
Okay.
So, for pushing, I take all the ones that weren't a 6 or a 1.
That's right. That's not a good sound, though.
So, with all those dice, I got no hits. I only needed 1.
Oh.
But I did get 1, 2, 3 mutant points.
Okay.
I also get 1 point of damage to my chainsaw. And I can only use Crusher for a successful melee attack. As we're not successful, I can't amp up the damage.
You do have to commit endpoints to the power before you roll any dice anyway. So you can't see how much damage you do and then add damage afterwards. You need to commit it.
Fair enough.
Okay, which has worked out okay for you because you can end up losing endpoints. You sort of waste them, but that's all okay. So next to activate is the GenLab Tribe. Now I want to see if Bormin, it's going to be, that's a short move now.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so he can just about do a medium move to there. And then I'm going to take my first artifact. Rah! Let's see if I can get anything half decent. I have found a teddy bear. Okay.
Now, as you did a move,
yeah,
you might get none by a land shark.
I know, but I'm so focused on the goodies now, I wasn't even thinking about that.
I didn't because I didn't actually move.
That's true. Okay, was that deliberate to not get eaten?
Yes.
Okay. Right, here's my survival roll. Bormin's got 3 survival. Yes! He has made that, so he's got an artifact, a new teddy bear, and he's not been munched. Where's my token? It's down there. There we go. Okay. Next to activate is an Ark Mutant.
So, I am going to activate Phantom. I am actually going to use... He doesn't actually need to do anything. I wanted to move him over to here, but if he moves here, you can't actually see him. He might with his insect wings though, but can he move over to there without using his mutant point? I've got too many mutant points to use and I can't use 2 mutant powers in a turn.
Well, you can if they're different types.
They are both
No,
actions.
they're both actions, so you can't, yeah.
So we could go to there and be on the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't stay on the ladder.
No, well, can you sort of... You could place him in the bottom of the ladder and we can
Yes.
say he's on it. That's
Yeah.
fine. If we remember that he's
Yeah.
sort of an inch up the ladder.
And he's going to use mutant power. He uses insect wings.
Yep.
Which lets him fly straight up.
Okay,
Which
I'll
will
go
give
in.
him land sight to Bormin.
Okay, poor Bormin.
And that's going to give him 5 dice from his range and 3 from his hunting rifle.
Very nice. Is that was an artifact he found?
Yes.
Okay.
And because he has insect wings, he does get to do an aimed fire despite moving.
Yeah, cool.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Is that going to kill him?
Yes, that is well, it's going to break him.
So I'm not going to push that because...
Yeah.
Actually, no, I am going to push that because you might get mutant points anyway.
It could damage your weapon, though.
Yes, but...
Okay.
He's got 2 weapons.
Okay.
So he has done 1 damage to his weapon, which means that it gives 1 less dice.
Okay. And 4 points of damage, and I've got no cover. So, unfortunately, Bormin is the first model to go down. Now, Nye, you want to take a victory point token, because that's the first definite victory point of the game. Well done. Bormin, I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's taken a total of 5. It's a big lad, but that was a fantastic shot, Nye. Well done.
It's a friendly game though, so I don't get another point for killing him, so there's no incentive to kick him while he's down.
Yeah, which I quite like. It keeps the game fun, and you can see how zany everything is. It's not supposed to be taken too seriously. So, did you pay your mutant point to do your flying?
I did, yes.
You did, okay. Right, so let's continue. Right, we have a zone card. Now, this is going to affect...
Phantom.
Okay.
So, a ruin collapse. So I need to make a survival check. If I pass, I get to remove a chosen terrain piece. If I fail, the closest terrain piece, even a building, collapses and removed from the battlefield. So no damage, but given the land shark is around, that could actually be quite bad.
Okay. Maybe it's kind of burrowing underneath the foundations and causing one of the buildings to collapse.
He has a survival of 3, and he fails. So this will get collapsed.
Okay, so he would kind of land there, I guess, wouldn't he? Because he was slightly up the ladder.
Yes. And I'll leave these there just for thematics.
Okay, right. Big cloud of dust. Okay. Next out of the bag is a GenLab Tribe. So, Bombing's activated. I don't seem to be getting too far with just having Pharaoh fire off shots at Danko. He seems to be too well armoured. I do think I want to be up a building, so I'm going to do a sprint. I'm going to go up here. That's short, and then over to there, which sets me up for a bit of attacking later on. Okay. The next out is Ark Mutants again.
Right. So this is where my cunning plan comes into play. So Danko has the ability Spores, where if he spends mutant point, he can move in a long distance into a straight line and do automatic damage up to things in a close range.
Oh dear.
Is he within? Yes.
Oh now, no.
That would be in a way, but because he's malleable, he can move through that.
That's a disgusting thought, him going through the trunk of a tree.
So Moose has 2 damage points.
He does.
So I need to spend 3 to break him.
So you move him. So you move him 10. Is that what?
So it's a mutant power. So I move medium.
Or you move medium. Okay.
Then I use the mutant power.
Right, but isn't it within? I think you'll find it's close range.
Yes.
2.5 inches.
But the power lets him move an additional distance.
Is the power an action? So
yes.
So the power lets him move how far?
Long distance.
All right. So you don't get to do your medium move and then a long move.
Right. So he's got to move up to long.
Yeah.
Which will be to there. And
okay.
Is he within short?
Yeah. Short is comfortably.
Yeah. So that's going to be the 3 mutant points, which unfortunately the power states armour and cover have no effect.
Although, that is not good for me. Okay, wow, that's a fantastic move, Nye. Okay, so Moose, coughing and choking, collapses to the ground.
It says armour and cover have no effect. It didn't say powers didn't.
Well, it's natural armour.
Right.
It does have the word armour in it, so I can't see how it would help against these spores that he'd be breathing in. So thematically, I think he chokes. Okay, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. And fine. Oh, right. Is it no? Oh, we've got one more in the bag. So we do have another zone card. So that will affect Danko,
which is good because he's got quite a good survival.
Okay.
Ooh, a Razorback. This is another monster.
Beast.
Yeah. So I want to actually pass this because that means I get to place a monster next to Carl.
Surely though, my Gen Lab tribe, they're animals themselves. They'll just be friends.
Animals eat each other all the time.
That's true. That is true.
That is just barely a pass. So, if you pass, place the Razorback at any location on the battlefield. It immediately moves long distance towards and through the nearest non-broken model in its forward arc without regard to line of sight, attacking all models it passes through with 8 base dice. Any terrain pieces it passes, even buildings, are destroyed and removed.
Okay.
So there's no real surprise where this is going to go.
Yeah.
It's going to go here to destroy this.
Does it destroy? Is that what it does? It destroys a piece.
It says it destroys terrain, even buildings.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. If you've read through that, go for it now.
Yeah. Although just for the sake of convenience, I might put it up here so it runs like that.
Okay. So does it run through me?
It runs towards the closest non-broken model, so it's going to attack you.
Okay.
With 8 dice or 9 because you're in your rear arc.
Oh goodness me. Okay, the Gen Lab tribe, they're regretting coming out today.
You are quite lucky. There was absolutely 0 damage there. Maybe you make friends with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Sneaky fox. I'll just tickle under his chin or something. Okay, that's I needed that bit of luck there. Our last activation token is...
Oh, I forgot.
Oh.
Here you get landsharked. You need to make a survival roll to avoid getting landsharked.
Your guy?
Yes.
Okay.
So a bit of retrospective stuff, but...
Okay. Well remembered.
He does pass it.
Okay, so that's fine. Now, Gen Lab Tribe, so I can try to recover for Bormin. He's got 3 survival, so here's our roll. He makes it. Okay, so Bormin gets to stand up.
Would that be
Although
Bormin or
actually,
Moose?
no, it wouldn't be Bormin, would it? It would be Moose. You're quite right. He's also got 3, so I think that counts. Right, yes. So Moose gets to stand up, and he has recovered, but I need to flip over his card because he is now blooded. Okay. So having made his recovery roll, Moose will immediately get another action. Now, he can make a charge because you are in his front arc. Technically, it's just in your rear arc.
Yep.
Did you think about your facing?
I did not. That's my fault.
Okay, so I do get to try and have a little bit of revenge here. So I get +1 dice for charging and +1 for it being in your rear. And his melee is 4 on top of that. And he's using a club. So that's a nice supply of dice to start with. Now, he's got antlers. When the model charges, I can increase the damage. So I'm actually going to spend 1 mutation point. So there's +1 damage on top of all of this. In fact, I'm going to go hell for leather because I really need to try and turn the tables because things are quite bad. So this is +2 damage to what I roll now. Okay. Okay, I've got 1 success so far. I am definitely going to push the roll. That's another success and another success. But I am going to damage my weapon by 1. So my club takes a point of damage. I gain 1 mutation point back, and you take 5 points of damage, but you have got some armor, haven't you?
Even if I make both rolls, that is not going to be sufficient.
Okay, so is he broken?
He is broken.
Fantastic. Okay. So well played, Moose. Now, I gain a victory point for that. Did you take a second victory point?
I did, yes.
Okay, so you got 2, and I've got 1, and I think that is the end of round 3. At the end of round 3, Bormin is clinging desperately to consciousness. Moose has been blooded, and Pharaoh so far has been left relatively unscathed. However, if I just go over here, you can see that that might change at any moment.
For Hugust, he only has 2 hit points left, and if he gets eaten by this bear, he is dead entirely, and more sadly, his chainsaw is taking 1 damage. Franton is perfectly healthy, except for 1 point of damage on his nice, shiny hunting rifle. And Danko, he's actually been taken out, so he needs to recover, and he's going to be broken. He has 5 survival though, so he's got a good chance of recovering.
It's the start of round 4, and I've realised that when Moose got to wallop Danko over the head with his club, particular highlight for me of last round that was, I forgot to roll for the land shark, who would have been trying to eat his feet. So before we go any further with round 4, Knight, can you roll 8 dice?
Oh, you need to survive first.
Oh yes, I do get a chance, thank you. I was just going to skip straight to the eating part. Got 3 dice for Moose, maybe he'll make it.
He will not.
He does not make it. How many more do you need?
2.
There you go.
And you only take 1 damage.
Okay. Right. It's not too bad, I suppose.
Are you contemplating whether or not to resist it?
I do have, yeah, in fact, I've only got 1 mutation point. I will use it because I don't want... Oh no, I won't. I'm so stuck. I'm going to use it because it's a useful time to do it. So there we go. It's done. Okay. Now, onto the various beasties that have showed up in the zone. We have the Devourer first.
So, that'd be a 6 dice attack.
Okay. Allow me to do the honours there, Knight.
Phew.
Okay, you get away with that. We then have the Razorback that tries to go nom nom on me.
Is that 7 because it's in your back still?
Yes, unfortunately it is.
That is unfortunate for you, great for me. That's 4 damage.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow, 4 damage with how many dice?
7. But yeah, that is unlikely.
That's a good roll. Okay, that's quite bad for Pharaoh. Right, down he goes.
Did he get broken?
He has been broken. He had full health.
Do I get points if monsters break you?
You do not get points if monsters go nom nom on my character's night. It's shameful you would even ask that question. Okay, so, well, I've only got one guy currently up and about. So let's see who moves first. Ark Mutants.
Okay, now my tactics this turn is to see if I can activate him after the moves. Because I want him to move away so he can stand up and bugger off.
Okay, okay.
So I am going to see if I can kill this bear, because this bear terrifies me.
Okay, the Devourer only has 2 health. Yeah. Are you spending any end points to...
No, I want to save my end points for a secret strategy.
Oh, okay. Ooh, intriguing.
So he has 5 dice. His chainsaw has been damaged, so he only gets 2 black dice from that.
Okay.
So that is going to be 1 and a mutant point, which is good. I want mutant points, so I'm going to push.
Okay.
Because I do need another point of damage to kill the bear as well.
Okay.
That's 2 mutant points, 2 damage, no damage to weapon. That is a perfect roll for me.
Well done.
He chainsaws the bear.
Okay. Just move your dice tray on a smidge. Okay, very good. You've dealt with the Devourer.
Okay, he didn't move, so no land shark attack.
Okay, very good. Tactically astute as ever, Nye. Ark Mutants again.
Okay, so this is where my master plan comes to fruition. Now, I don't want to activate him at the moment, so I'm going to activate Phantom.
Okay.
Now, let's work this out, because I said the frog legs were pointless. They might not be. Because frog legs let me move 1 long move per endpoint spent. Would 3 endpoints let me get off the board?
Yes, yes.
1, 2, 3. And because moving off the board does not get land shark, he jumps off the board for a massive 6 points.
Oh, that's a fantastic move, Nye.
All my mutant points, but well worth the spend.
Yeah.
Never judge a mutant power by its cover.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm imagining him a bit like kind of Kermit the Frog on acid, just sort of speeding across the battlefield. The stuff that happens in the zone is truly bizarre, but yeah, that's a great move. Well done. Okay, next to activate is one of my Gen Lab tribe. Now, I think I'm going to try to recover with Pharaoh. Now, his survival is 3. That's a 50-50 roll. Let's give it a go. He does, yes. I have a success. So, Pharaoh stands up. Now, he is not very good in hand-to-hand combat. His melee is 3. The Razorback has got 3 health. I'm very unlikely to take it out.
Although, with the bear states if you leave base contact, you get an immediate extra attack. This one does not state that, so
No.
I think you can move away from the Razorback without getting an
Well,
attack.
the general rules for monsters say that if you disengage with them, they do attack you.
Oh, so that gets 2 attacks.
Well, it never came to that, so I'll check that afterwards. I can't shoot at him, though. How many dice does he roll, the Razorback?
6.
6. You can't roll the way that you rolled last time, Nye. I just don't think you can. So I'm going to do a step move and turn around. Okay.
What does stealth do?
Stealth, Overwatch fire, basically. Can't be used against me, or reflex mutations.
Right.
So unfortunately stealth has not helped him here. So roll an attack for the Razorback, and I'm relying on the dice evening themselves out the way they always do.
So you're moving out of base contact.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Now I'm blooded. To turn that over.
That is a good attack, no damage.
Fantastic. I'm then going to have a shot. So I've got 5 dice. If I can pinch one of those, please. And he's also got 2 black dice from his scrap rifle. So If I can do 3 points of damage, yeah, let's see. Okay, I've got 1 so far, and if I push it, I'm going to damage my rifle, but I think I'm going to have to try it, otherwise that Razorback's going to kill me. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, unfortunately not. Right, so 1 damage to the Razorback. I do gain an M point, so that could be useful, but I do also do 1 point of damage to my scrap rifle. Okay, and that is Pharaoh activated. Let's see who's next. Right, it's a zone token, so a zone card, and this will affect Pharaoh, as if he hasn't got enough going on. Okay, a zone ghoul. Okay, so there's a zone ghoul who's creeping around, probably drawn to the smell of blood. I have to make a survival roll, and Pharaoh has got 3. So let's see, 3 survival. Yeah. No, he's failed that miserably. The nearest broken model belonging to the same faction is taken out immediately.
So the zone ghoul eats your boar.
So it sneaks onto the battlefield, picks up Bormin and drags him away. There are so many things that want to eat you in the zone.
Well, I remember like last time I played this, my best character had 5 survival. Survival's so good for making sure that these zone cards mess up the other person.
Yeah. Survival is an important stat, it's true. Okay, sorry about that, Bormin. Now he's gone. So I actually, at this point, before I draw anything else, I take one of my tokens out of the bag because he has been taken out. So who activates next? Okay, so Genlad Tribe. That means that I'm going to be able to activate Moose. I can attack you.
You can attack broken characters.
I can, but unless I do enough damage to equal your health, it doesn't really do anything.
And even if you do, you're not going to get a point. Whilst this here,
yeah,
would. Not that I'm encouraging you.
No, I am definitely doing a medium move round to there and picking up the artifact.
Just before you do that,
yeah,
because you broke him, does he drop his desk lamp?
He does drop one of his items. Is that what it is? His desk lamp?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that is actually worth a point.
It is.
But you might find something better.
I really hope that I do. Let's see. Okay, gas mask. That would have been brilliant.
3 points.
That would have been brilliant before you did the spores. So that's still really good though. It negates the effects of the spore mutation and the rot hotspot. I've had that as well. And acid grass zone card. So hopefully that will come up. Okay, so I'll pop the gas mask down there.
Brilliant. 2 turns ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So next token, it is another zone card, and this is going to affect... Oh, hang on. Before I even get to that, got the land shark, haven't we?
Yes.
Keep forgetting about that thing. So... Yes, he made that, so he's avoided the land shark, but I have now drawn a zone token, so let's see what it is. Okay, strange find. Ooh, this could actually be quite good. I have to make a survival roll. If I'm successful, I draw a random artifact card. Ooh. So I could suddenly have a decent stash. Let's see.
Yes.
And I have made it, so I get another artifact card. Oh, wow. A laser welder.
That sounds nice.
It works as a melee weapon with 2 extra dice and igniter, so it can actually set you on fire and do extra damage.
How many points is that worth?
That is worth 2 points. So Moose has now got 5 points worth of artifacts. That's interesting. You obviously want to kill him now. I can see it in your eyes now. And the last token drawn is Ark Mutants.
So, the only person I have left to activate is Dankin, so he's going to need to make a survival roll to see if he can get up.
Okay.
He does.
Okay, so I'll stand him up for you.
And he is now broken.
You can choose which direction he faces in when he stands up.
Yeah. Now, if I pick up that desk lamp, that's all he'll do this turn.
Yeah.
He isn't that attacky. He does have a scrap pistol, which can do an attack of... He's only got 3. No, he's not very good at attacking. Problem is, if I pick up the desk lamp, you are going to run into my back and try to take me out with your laser welder.
As if I would.
So, I think I will stand up.
Mm-hmm.
I will face your direction.
Right.
I will pick up the desk lamp though, because if you don't kill me, that is at least worth 1 point.
Okay. Right. I can't think of anything else. I think that is the end of round 4.
Yep.
It's the last round of the game, and I'm only going to be putting 2 Ark Mutant, 2 GenLab Tribe, and 2 Zone tokens into the bag. Right at the start, we have the this horrible beastie. What's this? The Razorback activating. So, Nye, does that move straight towards me?
Yes.
And try to eat me? Okay. So, do you want to roll that attack?
I presume that is now in your front arc.
It is. I am at least facing him, yes.
You are lucky, no damage.
Okay, he's actually backed right up against the wall now. Pharaoh is in real trouble. I didn't really think of that. Okay, let's see how it goes. So first out of the bag, Ark Mutants.
Now, I am going to activate Dankin, but you do have your fast reflexes if you wanted to do something different.
No, I'm not, because Pharaoh is just pinned in. He really can't do anything to affect the game at this point.
Fast reflexes only lets him move.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Right. So in which case, Danko is going to run off like a hero. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Okay, it's a good move. It's a good move.
And that is another point for his desk lamp.
Well, it's worth 2, remember?
2 points.
You double the value, yeah. Okay. So next up, we have the GenLab Tribe. Now, Moose has done pretty well. You haven't got anybody on the board that can shoot at me,
No.
do you? Okay, so I'm just going to have Moose climb up here onto this building just so that he doesn't get eaten by the land shark. And that's his turn. We then have a zone card. Okay, I don't want Moose to die because of a zone card, but let's see. Temperature drop. Okay, so this sort of localized temperature drop. If I pass this, my movement rate will be halved, so that's absolutely fine. If I fail it, movement rate is half next round for the activating model. That's not really going to have any effect on the game now. Let's just quickly roll the survival check. I've passed it anyway. I am going to halve the movement rate for Hugist.
Yes, that might mean that you won't be able to get onto any safe terrain.
Okay, could have an effect yet. The zone is so unpredictable, I love it. Okay, it's now Pharaoh. He is going to climb up. It's quite difficult to get him. Excuse me, Mr. Ball. Climb up to there just so that he's safe from the land shark, but that provokes an attack from the ball.
No damage. The critters have not been that damaging, to be honest.
No, they've not. Apart from the land shark. The land shark's been quite nasty. Next out of the bag, and this will be the final activation of the game, is for you.
Hugo, so he's only got half movement, but he could sprint to get medium movement.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's going to look around, shrug his shoulders, and bugger off the board.
Okay.
Doesn't get him bonus points because it's my side, but at least gets him 1 point for the cooking pots.
Yeah, we can imagine he kind of meets up with his friends later on. Maybe he can make some tea for them using his new cooking pot.
It's his hat. He's not going to take it off.
Okay, you can continue to wear it as a hat if you prefer. Right, so that's it. Let's add up our victory points. Okay, I've worked mine out.
So I got 1 point for Phantom when he broke Bormin.
Yep.
1 point for Danko when he broke the moose. 1 point for a desk lamp, which gets doubled to 2 for getting off your side of the board. 1 point for a cooking pot, not doubled because it got off my side of the board. 3 points for a hunting rifle, doubled because of the frog's legs that let him jump off the board.
The frog's legs turned out to be brilliant.
They pretty much, I think, might have won me the game. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points.
Okay, 11 points. Very respectable. I got 1 point here because I did manage to break Danko. I get 1 more for the teddy bears, that's 2. I get 2 more for the laser welder for 4, and 3 for the gas mask for 7. So 11 to 7. It's your game, mate. Yeah. I thought that was a great game. Enjoyed it lots. How about you, Nye?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
Cool. Who do you think was your MVP?
From a point of view, Franton. He broke someone, he found those value artifact, and I really enjoyed looking down my card and realising, oh, I can actually get him off.
Yeah, the frog's legs in the end. Because you thought they were going to be useless, didn't you?
Yes.
They're actually really good. Cool. And a moment that you particularly enjoyed?
Yeah. Well, all game I was building up to Danko, going in the water, building up a lot of mutant points, and running towards people and nuking with the Spore's power. I'm glad I pulled that off.
Yeah.
I am disappointed I did not get to use Hugert's flesh-eating power.
Yeah, he kind of he fell foul of basically the monsters that sort of showed up on the battlefield. I think for me that was the thing that I enjoyed the most was all the beasties. You really got the sense of the zone being a place that's occupied by all these creatures, and the Ark Mutants, the Gen Lab tribes, are quite low down on the food chain, and sometimes just surviving is the best that you can hope for.
And who's your favourite character that you had?
I do like Moose. I think Moose, although he took a bit of a beating, he managed to find a couple of artifacts. In fact, I think I had 7 victory points and he got 6 of them.
Yes.
So Moose for me was definitely MVP.
And who's your biggest disappointment? Who's your letdown?
Yeah, I think my Fox guy, I can't think of his name, but the fact that he took several shots and couldn't manage to get through your armour was a bit disappointing. And then eventually just ended up running away from a giant boar. But there you go, all the fun of the fair.
Yeah. I think the land shark was quite massive because your people were actually quite based on running and charging. But that land shark really made that difficult for you.
It did. But like I say, that's what the zone is like. I think it just adds to the fun.
Yeah.
I hope you guys have enjoyed that. If you do, please leave a comment. I hope to see you again soon. And until then, keep rolling.